Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rutendo Matanda. I'm a medical doctor, currently doing my master's in internal medicine with Wits University in South Africa. It is my pleasure to share this knowledge with you. Today I'm going to give a talk on non-communicable diseases or diseases of lifestyle in relation to what we eat, how we eat, and other aspects of our lifestyle. So examples of non-communicable diseases or diseases of lifestyle, we have cardiovascular diseases, heart disease, strokes, we have hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, diabetes, different types of cancers, obesity, all those diseases of lifestyle or non-communicable disease. And if we look at the statistics, the statistics are scary. From the WHO website, 1 billion people world over are obese, including children. Childhood obesity has been on the rise. And this figure is not a small figure. It's 1 billion people. I don't know how many countries we can put together to get to 1 billion people. And to have such a huge population being obese and with the diseases that are associated with being obese, it's quite scary. It's a number that really needs to make us to wake up. And by obesity, I also mean central obesity, fat that comes around the waistline. So generally, we recommend that for females, their waistlines must be, somewhere around 80 centimeters, not above. As the centimeters go above 80 centimeters, your risk increases. And if you're a woman and your waistline is above 88, you are now in the very high risk group. And for men, we want 94 centimeters. That's the recommended. And if you the higher you go above 94, the higher your risk. And when your waistline reaches 102 centimeters, that's like really high risk. And the readings are different as to where you are from. Americans have got higher readings, but here in sub-Saharan Africa, we tend to use the 80 and 94, right? So I'm sure after this talk, you're gonna grab your tape measure, measure your waistline, and see where you are. Let's look at diabetes. Diabetes is now quite common, and it's claiming about 1.5 million lives every year. This is the latest statistics. 1.5 million deaths from diabetes, and 3 in 4 adults who have diabetes are in low to medium income countries. This is us, Zimbabwe. This is where we fit in, low to medium income countries. And this is where the majority of people with diabetes are. And the sad thing about diabetes is half of the people who have diabetes actually do not know that they have diabetes. So if you're watching this video, listening to me, I would encourage you to get a screen. Just get screened, see if you do have diabetes or not. Sometimes diabetes can happen without symptoms, so you might never know whether you do have diabetes or not. So just one prick, just check, just a random check, at least to give an idea of where you are regarding the sugar control. Hypertension claims about 7.5 million lives in a year. Those are huge numbers, Cardiovascular diseases are the biggest. 17.9 million lives are lost because of cardiovascular disease. And this is per year, by the way. This is in 1 year. This is a whole country, hey? It's a whole country being wiped out. I'm not too sure where the Zimbabwean population is right at the moment, but I think the last time we were somewhere around in the 13 million, 14 million range. Not sure if the recent census, if figures are out now. But I want you to see, just try and see a whole Zimbabwe being wiped out in 1 year from cardiovascular diseases. These are scary figures, and they're screaming in our ears for us to do something. You need to wake up and do something. So now let's come to the lifestyle. Let's come to the lifestyle and what we eat, how it affects us, So some people say you are what you eat. You can't just eat and forget. Once you have eaten something, or once you have taken something, whether you're eating or drinking, it's going to have effects, and these effects might actually be long lasting, and some of the effects include disease. So I have put different groups for us to understand lifestyle and food, just as an approach. So the first group, I have put water, which is essential. I do encourage us to drink enough water. Look at your urine when you go to the toilet. If it's too concentrated, you need to increase your water intake. Look at the stool that you pass. If it's too hard and difficult and painful to pass, it means you need to increase your water intake as well. If you are doing a job that's going to make you sweat a lot, or if you're exercising, you're going to need to increase your water intake. Water is essential. You can't do without, right? In this same group, I've put air as well. The air we breathe, you need fresh air. Just make sure that the rooms that you're in, windows are open. If you are cold, you wear something warm, you don't close the windows. Wear something warm and open windows. I'm sure with this past pandemic, the era of COVID-19, we have learned to open windows, you need to open windows, allow free flow of air in your rooms, your bedrooms, keep the windows open. It's going to help you. The third thing that I've put in this group is the sun. You see, the sun is essential for life. Without the sun, there can't be life. So I do encourage us to get exposed to the sun, not the 1 o'clock blazing hot sun, early in the morning or as the sun goes down, get exposed to the sun. You need it. You are going to use the sun and convert it to vitamin D. Okay. Now let's go to the next group. The next group, I have put fruits, I've put vegetables, I've put seeds, I've put nuts, I've put tubers, your sweet potatoes, cassava, things like that. Okay. When I'm talking of fruits, I do not mean exotic fruits only. Indigenous fruits also fall in this category, and they do have different benefits. Eating a combination is going to help you, and I also encourage eating fruits that are in season. You don't have to break a bank to go and buy mangoes in July. Eat fruits that are in season. We have different types of indigenous fruits. We have matamba, we have, I'm not sure the better names, but we do have, we have tsubu, we have masau, we have matohwe, we have nengeni. We have different types of indigenous fruits that we can actually eat and utilize. And then we have the exotic fruits that we have come to know, the apples, the pears, the grapes, all of those. A combination of the fruits are going to do good for you, When we eat different types of fruits, we do benefit. They've a lot of, the whole range of the vitamins. They have fiber, and fiber which is important to make sure you're moving your bowel. If you're constipated, not moving your bowel is stagnant, you are at risk of developing different types of diseases, including some cancers as well. So eating fruits is going to make sure you have a good supply of your fiber, you have a good supply of the vitamins, you have a good supply of the flavonoids, you have a good supply of your antioxidants, to keep you healthy. Mix the fruits, eat fruits that are in season, eat as much fruit as you can. Then we come to the vegetables. Same with the vegetables, we do have our indigenous vegetables like our pumpkin leaves, that come in different shapes and sizes. Some people cook sweet potato leaves. All those different types of vegetables, they are of benefit to us. And with vegetables, there are some that you eat uncooked, and there are some that you cook, some that you have to cook. Mix cooked and cooked, get a variety. It's going to make sure you have a good supply of the nutrients, and you do have fiber as well. Then we look at the seeds. If you talk to the elderly people, they will tell you that we used to have pumpkin seeds as part of our diet, but now it's a thing of the past. I want to bring us back. Let's eat those seeds again. There's pumpkin seeds, there's sunflower seeds, there's sesame, which we actually grow here in Zim. So just get your hands on one of those seeds or all of them, as much as you can. Incorporate them into your meals. You're going to get a good supply of the good fats. You're going to get the fiber. You're going to get proteins as well from them. So a mixture, as you mix your fruits, your veggies, your seeds, it's going to make sure you have a balanced diet. I also want to talk about the nuts. The different types of nuts that we have. We have ground nuts, we have cashew nuts, we have almond nuts. Any nut that you can afford and you can get your hands on, just grab it and put it as part of your meals. We make peanut butter from our peanuts. We can prepare them in a different way. We make mtakura, where we add the nuts in there, which is quite healthy for us as well. The nuts are going to give us a good source of protein. They're going to give us a good source of the good fats, just like the seeds. And then we have your tubers, like your sweet potatoes, like your the potatoes and the cassava that you can prepare and then you make as part of your meals. So this group has got this is where we need to eat the most. If you look at the amount of food we eat, this is supposed to contribute most of it, right? Then let's move on to the third group. In the third group, I have put grains and I have put legumes. Grains including, our mealies, we have wheat, we have munga, we have rio or mabele, we have all the small grains. I want to emphasize on the small grains. The small grains are of better value to us than the bigger grains. Rio is going to be more valuable to you than chibage, corn, which is the bigger grain. So the small grains are the ones that come more nutritious to you. And these are grains that we grow here in our climate in Zim, and you can easily access them. Rice is also part of the grains, and I know that in Zim we do have our own punga, the traditional red rice. The grains are going to be a good source of starch to you. They also are going to give you the much needed fiber, which is lacking in most people's diets. And these grains need to be cooked thoroughly. Do not eat half-baked or half-cooked grains. They need to be cooked through. You need to make sure that your grains are cooked through. And I've also put legumes in this same group. The different types of beans that we can get our hands on. We have the sugar beans, the white beans. And these days with, people moving from one area to the other, interchange of cultures, we also now have a lot of those legumes that are common in countries like India. We have mung beans, we have lentils, we have chickpeas. These are all legumes that we can incorporate in our diet, which come with lots of nutrition as well. Very good source of protein. You're sorted. Your protein is sorted when you eat your legumes. You have that fiber again. And legumes also need to be cooked through, just like grains. So grains and legumes, they all need to be cooked through. You need to make sure that they are well done before you serve them. So let's recap. In the first group, I've put the sun, I have put water, I've put air, fresh air, right? The next group, I have put fruits, I've put vegetables, I've put I've put seeds, I've put nuts and the tubers. The third group, I have put legumes and I've put grains. Now these are things that are easily available, things that you can easily grab your hands on. And which you can prepare in different ways. You can prepare these in different ways, different recipes, and you can eat a variety of these. and they are not difficult to get, and they make sure you are nutritionally covered and you are not at risk of these diseases of lifestyle.